DEESLIMDAOG. It Stay Solid, it's the movement. Praise be to the Most High. Yeah, we back with another one. Yeah, man, shout out to my subscribers. And if you ain't a subscriber, hit that bell. It's free. Yeah, you know, got one for y'all, man. These demons would do anything for money. Yeah, that's the topic on the day. Yeah, these demons, they'll do anything for money. Yeah, let's walk and talk about it, man. Yeah, we back with another one, man. Hope everybody blessed up and staying solid out there. But here's the real truth, man. People be asking about is this the Illuminati? Or is that the Illuminati? And I know people be playing about being in the Illuminati, you know, just capping on the being in the Illuminati. But the truth about all that is, whether they in the Illuminati or not, it all boils down to one thing, one truth. And that is this, that a demon would do anything for some money, man. They'll do anything for money, and that's what's going on. That's why you see men, you know, being exposed from sleeping with other men, and women, you know, being Jezebels, being narcissists, using men, using their body, their temple, you know what I mean, to gain a lifestyle, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's just that real, man, that they'll do anything for money. That's the truth, man. You know, that's why, you know, in this world, God, you know, he tell us, you know, money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money. And a lot of people, they got a lot of love for money. That they love money. That they love money so much to where they are willing to do anything for it. They're willing to sacrifice their life for it, man. Who they are as a person. They'll do anything for that bread, man. Yeah. When they think nobody ain't looking, nobody ain't listening, nobody ain't watching, that's the reason why the Most High don't start exposing these demons. Yeah, that's why he don't start pulling the sheets off of them. You know what I mean? Because they ain't right. You know, they signing contracts with the devil. They ain't just signing contracts with record labels and these big distribution people and, you know, all this shit that they think they signing deals with. Man, these folks is really signing a deal with Satan, man. That's what they doing. They making a deal with Satan. That's exactly what they doing. Yeah, I see a lot of these interviews, you know, by these different hip hop people and podcasters. And, you know, they basically telling us what's going on behind closed doors. That basically that you got to be a demon to get in a circle. Yeah, you got to be a demon. You want to be in the Illuminati, you just got to be willing to be a fucking demon. You got to be willing to turn your back on God. And that's what it's all about. That's what this whole agenda is about, man. You turning your back on the Most High. Yeah, that's what it's a spiritual battle. And they doing anything they can to throw you off course. Yeah, you know, you need money. That's why, you know, they giving these little young rap guys that never been to school, no education, no home training, you know, all this money to talk about killing and murder, you know, and shit like that. You know, because guess what? It's all about money. You know, it's all about money. If you could be ignorant and you could talk about the most crazy and the most ignorant and the most violent thing you can, we'll pay you. We'll pay you. That's the new agenda. And people is willing to sell themselves for it. You know, even females. You know, back when I was coming up, they had a little bit more. And I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just keeping the shit real. You know, everybody talk about sexy red. But, you know, all that shit been going on. But it's just now, time just don't got more worse. Yeah, it don't got a little more evil now. You know, a decade or, you know, later, 20 years ago, you know, you couldn't say certain things on the radio. You couldn't say and do certain things on TV. And I hate anything goes. And people are willing to do anything for money. I remember that people that was in gangs and running the streets selling dope, you know, they would, you know, all that lifestyle was a secret, man. Yeah, that was a secret, man. All that type of stuff was a secret. But now everything goes. They wouldn't have put anything out here for a couple of damn dollars, man. they're for a couple of dollars. You know, yeah, if you got some money, it don't matter. You know, you just a rat with some cheese. You know, it was about respect back in the days, but now it ain't about no respect no more. It's about what you got, and if you got what the people want, it's cool. And what do the people want most of all? Some damn money. Some damn money, man. That's what it's all about, some bread. And people are willing to do anything for some bread. It's not about if you real no more, or if you loyal no more. They don't give a damn, as long as they can benefit from you. As long as you got some cash. You know, that's what it's about, man. That and a demon to do anything for money. If you got some money, you know, people don't care. They forget about the shit that you did, because they don't got no principles. They don't got no morals. They don't got God in them. Yeah, you know, a demon to do anything for some money. You know, and that's the real test in life. You know, when you broke and you don't got nothing, you know, yeah, Satan gonna come to you with all type of deals, and that's how he catch a lot of these bozos that's really ain't for real and ain't serious in their faith. You know, he come to them when they down, they need they bag, they faith weak. They've been trying to get on for so long, and the shit they doing that ain't working. Then somebody come to them, Satan use somebody to come to them and present a deal to them, and they fall for the shit. Yeah, and they fall for it, and everything go good for a little while. Then, you know, 5 years down the road, 10 years later down the road, yeah, Satan bring that accusation back on them, up on them again. You see what I'm saying? That's the brother of the accuser. That's the brother of the accuser. So you see what I'm saying? You see how that come back on the people? Yeah, you see how that come back on the people? So you got to be careful, man, when you sign these contracts with the devil, man. You got to be careful, man, when you sign these contracts with Satan. And that's what's going on, man. These demons will do anything for money. Yeah, whether it's in the entertainment world, you know, whether it's in the street, they'll do anything for money. If you got something that the people want and they ain't got it, man, they'll take it from you. You know, watch all these old movies, man, coming up in it back in the days. That was real. They weren't just like making these movies just to make these movies. You know, these are things that happen to people in their real life. You know, these are situations that happen to people and they took place in their real life, man, to kind of to teach us and to show us, you know, as an example of how people will do you. And when it comes to a couple of dollars, when it comes to getting their bread, getting their bacon, yo, people will cross you up. People will cross you up, man. People ain't loyal when it comes to money, man. You know, God already told us that, man, that you can't be a lover of this world. You know, when you really truly love money so much that you're willing to sell your soul and to, you know, do things that you already know that go against the universe, go against God's law, man, you already in trouble. That's selling yourself right there. Fuck being in the Illuminati. You know, crossing God is worse enough. You know, and that's what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to use money as a tool, man, to bait everybody in, to turn everybody into demons. And people that's buying into that agenda, man. You can't buy into that agenda. You need money to pay the bills, man. But you know, don't risk your reward, you know, your eternal reward, you know what I mean, for this little superficial stuff on the earth. Because that shit that we grinding for down here, we ain't gonna be able to take that with us. None of us, man. And that's the whole trick of the enemy. That, you know, people want success, people want fame, people want money. But little do they know, at the end of the day, that whatever seed we plant in life, that's what's gonna come back on us. You know, so we gotta continue, man, to try to do good, even when things is bad. We gotta keep on grinding, keep our faith in God, and don't sell our soul to the devil for a couple coins, man. And that's just basically what's going on, man. You know, these demons will do anything for some money. Not just a narcissist, a demon. You know, that's what's going on, man. You got females that they don't, as long as you got a guy got some money. I ain't talking about my queens. I'm talking about these 304s, these Jezebel type demons. If you got some money or a place for them to stay or any type of way they can get something from out of you, they gonna go. Same thing like these homosexual type men. If they ain't got shit and they down on their luck and you can help them get on their feet and on their grind, hey man, they'll use your ass up too. Man, people do anything for money, man. So you just gotta make sure that you got the right people around you, yo. You gotta make sure that you got people around you that got good morals, they got good principles, and they ain't just trying to use your ass up. Yeah, because people would do anything for some fucking money, man. People will kill you. You know, you hear people say it all the time. You know, I hear these songs about putting a bag on people's head. you know, putting a bag on people's head. You know, money is power, man. And you can't ever forget that, you know, especially when you're on the earth. Money, it ain't power with God, but it is power to people that's on the earth, man. People need money, you know, to pay their bills, to feed their kids. And hey, man, you know, who am I to say what nobody should and shouldn't do? But the moral of the story is this, that these demons, they'll do anything for money, man. So it's kind of like you got to look at your situation. You got to look at yourself and see what you stand on and what means to more in your life and how much do you truly believe in God. You know, that's why I said in the title, these demons will do anything for money. Because you got to be a real demon to sell yourself out to the devil, knowing that it ain't going to last, that it ain't going to be real, that it's all fake. And in the end, man, hell going to be your damn home, man. Yeah, man. If you like the video, you know what I'm saying, do me a favor and smash that like button for me. You know, if you want to get at me or need coaching sessions, you can hit me up at email, therealDSlimDaog@gmail.com. You also can contact me on Instagram, DSlimDaog. And if you want to donate to the channel, you can at Cash App, $DEBOY10. But yeah, just remember, man, you know, you got to keep God first in your life, man. Satan came to steal, kill, and destroy. You know that he only going to put things in front of you, man, you know, to make it look good. But in the end, man, he going to come back, set your ass up, and try to humiliate you, man. Yo, don't fall for the okie doke, man. This is a hood therapist, DEESLIMDAOG. Until the next time, knowledge is power. Stay solid, it's the movement. Y'all stay solid, stay blessed. Peace and shalom. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.